Part 7. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 63. Yeziofen took the wooden shovel and went to dry the grain, ignoring Lin Xiaoru. He Tian didn't seem to feel Lin Xiaoru's provocation, and smiled and said, Xiao Yan is looking for village chief Qi, maybe there is something wrong. We have to work, why should we go with him? If there is something wrong, you can also go find him. After saying that, he didn't even look at Lin Xiaoru's ugly face. Lin Xiaoru couldn't do her job well, and everyone saw it. She couldn't even hide from village chief Qi, so how could she dare to get in front of village chief Qi? He Tian, this stinky girl, is just a smiling tiger, but she is a traitor on the inside. Qi Xiao Yan walked up to village chief Qi. Seeing his daughter coming over, village chief Qi must have wanted to see him for something, so he handed the wooden shovel in his hand to the others. Xiao Yan, aren't you working in the canteen? Why are you here? Village chief Qi wiped the sweat with the towel around his neck and asked his daughter beside him. Qi Xiao Yan pursed her lips, hesitated again, and finally made up her mind. Dad, I saw ants crawling in groups from low places to high places in the cafeteria. This is a sign that it is going to rain. The food has not been completely harvested yet. If it rains, this food will be in trouble, and our life in Kijia village will not be easy. Village chief Qi was stunned, looked up at the sky, and asked doubtfully, there is not a single dark cloud in the sky, where is the rain coming from? When Qi Xiao Yan saw her father saying the same thing, she couldn't help but get anxious and said, Dad, this is what is said in our biology book. Those educated youths also saw it and said that this was also said in their hometown, and the man named Zhang Qingshan also said, there is a lot of foam on the water of the lotus pond, and it will also rain. I just came over there, and there is indeed foam in the pond. If it doesn't rain, we will only have to work hard, but if it rains, we will save our entire village. Rations. Village chief Qi suddenly realized, yes, his daughter was right, what farmers lack most is strength. If you can save food just in case, it's nothing to waste a little effort. Okay, I understand, you can go back. I will arrange for people to gather the food together. If it rains, it can be covered with plastic sheets in the shortest possible time, village chief Qi said. This year the commune will give everyone. Several large plastic sheets were distributed in this village, specially used to prevent rain. Qi Xiao Yan saw that her father listened to her words, and then she left with peace of mind. Before leaving, he said hello to He Tian and Yeziofen. As for Lin Xiaoru, Huang Jingli, and Qi Xiao Yan, who were resting on the side, they were not familiar with them and were too lazy to talk to them. In fact, Qi Xiao Yan didn't mean anything else, but in Lin Xiaoru's eyes, Qi Xiao Yan looked down on her. Seeing Qi Xiao Yan ignoring them, Lin Xiaoru also pouted behind her back. What's so great about her is that she has a father who is the village party secretary. Now someone is investigating, raising, exposing Qi Dazu. The good days of Qi Dazu are probably coming to an end, and he might step down one day. Not long after his daughter left, village chief Qi began to arrange for people to pile up the unthreshed rice. The grain that has been threshed out is spread on the ground to be exposed to the sun. Once it rains, they can be quickly piled up and covered with plastic sheets. Although some people muttered that village chief Qi was looking for trouble, at this time, no one dared to challenge the authority of the village party secretary, at least on the surface, no one refuted it. The villagers saw that the educated youths were hard-working and had no choice but to stop working. It took more than an hour to pile all the rice into several big piles. He Tian carefully observed the clouds in the sky and paid attention to the weather conditions at all times. The black cloud is coming, Uncle Snake reminded the coward outside. Hey, this coward wants to help the villagers, but he is worried about his own situation. He is a contradictory woman. He Tian was stunned, looked at the horizon carefully, and sure enough, there was a dark cloud, and shouted loudly, "There are dark clouds over there, hurry up and pile up food." He Tian took the wooden shovel and started to pile the grain into the middle, moving very quickly. When Yeziofen was eating before, he heard everyone's conversation and saw that He Tian was like this. He didn't have time to look at the horizon, so he just piled food. He didn't have time to look up at the black clouds on the horizon. On the other hand, Lin Xiaoru and Huang Jingli looked carefully and saw that there was indeed a black cloud, and they suddenly turned pale with fear. If the food is washed away by rain or gets wet, it means they made a mistake in their work. Being criticized is a small matter, but not being able to get a share of food or being full is a big deal. "What are you still doing? Why don't you come over and pile up food?" He Tian shouted. Usually these two people are just lazy, but now they see that the weather is bad. "Why don't you come over to help? Can't you move?" At this moment, Lin Xiaoru didn't care about He Tian's attitude and quickly took the wooden shovel to work. With the addition of Lin Xiaoru and Huang Jingli, their speed became faster. When village chief Qi saw the dark clouds in the sky, he was not panicked. He had already asked people to make arrangements before. He only needed to cover the rice with plastic sheets, and then arranged for people to come over to help stack the food, etc. Although everyone was busy, but everything was done in an orderly manner, and I picked up brooms, shovels and other tools. By the time the dark cloud reached the top of the head, it had been piled up and covered with plastic sheeting. Big raindrops fell on the ground, leaving big watermarks on the ground. Some of us were wearing makeshift raincoats made of straw, and some were hiding in wooden houses next to the threshing floor to avoid the rain, waiting. Ask people in the village to send raincoats over. People who had complained about the village chief's arrangements before now dare not say a word. The rain came quickly and urgently. If village chief Qi hadn't made arrangements in advance, most of this year's food would have been lost, and the people of Kijia village would have been hungry. Zhao Dejiao chuckled and said, "Village chief Qi, how did you know it was going to rain?" Although she obeyed village chief Qi's arrangements just now, she actually thought that village chief Qi was doing something unnecessary. Unexpectedly, village chief Qi missed the opportunity and it actually rained, saving everyone's food rations. "Haha," village chief Qi smiled proudly, "it's nothing. I just saw ants moving to higher places in groups and thought it was raining, so I just took precautions and asked everyone to sort it out in advance. We people, if you have more, don't be afraid of wasting your energy, but don't let the food get wet." Village chief Qi is right, everyone agreed. They could rest when they were tired, but if the food was spoiled, their efforts in the past 6 months would be gone. Not only could we not pay the public rations, we had no food to eat, so we had to eat wild vegetables and tree bark. For a time, village chief Qi's prestige in the hearts of the villagers became even higher. These days, as long as they have enough to eat, everyone will support him. Village chief Qi was worried about the rice under the plastic sheet. He went over to take a look and was relieved when he saw that there was no water inside. Village chief Qi arranged for someone to watch here to prevent the wind from lifting the plastic sheet, and let the women and educated youth return to the village. Just now, a lot of raincoats were sent to the village, and everyone went home in batches. Village chief Qi was worried and personally led people to watch the threshing floor all night. The rain didn't stop until 4 o'clock in the morning the next day. Seeing that it was not going to rain, village chief Qi quickly lit a torch and asked everyone to lift the plastic sheet to prevent the steam inside from getting damaged over time. After lifting the plastic sheet, village chief Qi reached in. Although it was a little hot inside, it was still dry and there was no major problem. As soon as it gets bright and the sun comes out, just bask in the sun. I was so anxious that I finally opened the VIP channel, and the remaining 7 chapters will be sent immediately. No more talk, continue uploading, please subscribe, please vote monthly. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 64. It rained at night. Except for the people in Kijia village who could sleep peacefully at night, people in other surrounding villages sighed that their food had been rained down and they would starve again this year. Early the next morning, adults and children in Kijia village ran to the threshing floor. Although the grain was covered with plastic sheets yesterday afternoon, people were still worried that the wind and rain would blow up the plastic sheet and wet the grain. When I saw the plastic sheet lifted to reveal dry rice, I finally felt relieved. No need to go hungry this winter. Village Chief Chi didn't sleep well last night. Now that he saw someone coming, he made arrangements, went to the canteen to eat, and then went home to rest. Village Chief Chi saw Chi Xiao Yan washing dishes in the cafeteria. He walked over quickly and said, "Xiao Yan, it's all thanks to you this time, otherwise. Dad, don't rush to praise me. This is all the result of you and the young people in the city." Chi Xiao Yan wiped her hands and served her father a meal. "Dad, eat something quickly. I haven't slept well all night." "Eat well, come and take a nap over there. It's great that my daughter is filial." Village Chief Chi took the rice bowl and ate in big gulps. If it weren't for his daughter, he wouldn't be in the mood to eat with such peace of mind. If the food is wet, there will be no food. How can he eat? Chi Xiao Yan was also very happy because she reminded her that her father had not made mistakes and had made great achievements, and the villagers would support his father's decision even more. The villagers were elated because they had saved food. Before noon, news came to the surrounding Hujia village, Wangjia village, and many other villages in Daowen County that they did not take precautions in advance. They did not cover the rice before the heavy rain came. Almost all the grain was soaked for an entire afternoon. All night long, the rice inside has been warming up. This morning I opened it to dry, but some of the food was still spoiled. Kijia village also has many relatives from Hujia village and Wangjia village. I was very happy to hear the news at first, but then I was worried that my relatives would come to borrow food because they had no food at home. These days, food is life, and it is more useful than money. If you borrow it, your family won't have enough to eat. If you don't borrow it, those relatives will probably starve to death. After Village Chief Chi woke up, he asked all the villagers to go to the threshing floor for a meeting during their afternoon break. After what happened yesterday, we must hold a village meeting to sum up experience and praise advanced elements. Do you know why our village can escape this rain? Village Chief Chi stood on the high platform and said loudly. It's the village chief Yingming. Yeah, if it weren't for the secretary, we wouldn't be able to hide. Everyone praised Village Chief Chi for his greatness. Village Chief Chi waved his hand and said with a smile, "This is not my fault, it is my daughter Xiao Yan, Wang Lei, Zhang Qingshan and other young people in the city who saw the ants forming a group from low to high in the pond. There are bubbles, which are signs of rain. I made preparations in advance and protected the food of our village. These people are the great contributors to our village, so I will hold a meeting today to praise them." Oh, it turns out to be Xiao Yan. Those young people in the city are not bad either. Those who read are smart. In the past, everyone thought these young people in the city were squeamish, but now when they heard Village Chief Chi praising them, the villagers were convinced and gave them thumbs up. Wang Lei and Zhang Qingshan also stood up, cupped their hands in front of the villagers, and said, "Although we are from other places, we are now assigned to Kijia village, that is, half of the villagers in Kijia village, so naturally we have something to say. If we say it wrong, please don't mind, uncles and aunts. We care about food and our Kijia village. It doesn't matter if we are wrong. We are not indiscriminate people." Chi Shuming laughed and said, "It was sunny yesterday, who knew it would rain? You have scientific knowledge, what do you have? You can give me any good suggestions. It's wrong, and it will take a little effort at most, but it's better than anything else. Guys, tell me, is that true?" That's right, everyone agreed, having a changed view of the young people in the city. Village Chief Chi added, We are busy with farming now, so I won't say much. After the busy farming season is over, there will be a commendation meeting, and then we will reward these young people in the city. It deserves a good reward. Most of the villagers are sensible, and if they have made great contributions, they should be rewarded. After the threshing floor was dry, the farming business continued steadily. After a rain, the weather has been very good. It was not until the last grain of grain entered the granary and the sun was still shining brightly that everyone breathed a sigh of relief. It rained before, and the county commune sent people down to count the losses caused by the heavy rain. The villages that were fast were partially protected, while some of the villages that were slow were all soaked and suffered heavy losses. When I came to the most remote Kijia village, I got a big surprise. Not a grain of food got wet. The person in charge of the inspection at that time was very happy. This is a typical example of Dawan County's preparation for a rainy day. He directly told Village Chief Chi that after the busy farming season was over, he would report to the commune and County Chief Lu would personally commend Village Chief Chi and Kijia village. Village Chief Chi took the account book and his precious black leather notebook and asked Chi Urgu to drive the ox cart to the county town for a meeting. As the village party secretary, Village Chief Chi worked properly and saved the people's losses. He received the award from County Chief Lu personally, a Hero brand pen and a bottle of blue ink. Kijia village successfully completed the autumn harvest task and received the most rewards, including 20 straw hats, 20 towels, several wash basins, and hot water bottles. After returning to the village, Village Chief Chi, Zhao Dejiao and other village cotters determined the list of rewards and held a commendation meeting for the advanced members to come to the stage to receive the awards. Chi Xiao Yan, He Tian Tian, Sister Wu, and Ye Xiaofan each get a new towel. Wang Lei and Zhang Qingshan each have a hot water bottle. Although these things are not much, it is an unexpected gain for these villagers to get to know these young people in the city again. The rest is distributed to the model workers in the village. Those who can get things are those who work hard, which is obvious to all and everyone agrees with it. Don't even think about someone like Lin Ziru who is sneaking around. When we returned to the young people's shop in the city, Sister Wu took away Wang Lei's hot water bottle. She and Ye Xiaofan lived in the same house, and they shared one. Wang Lei and Zhang Qingshan live in the same house, and they use a hot water kettle. Seeing Sister Wu, Ye Xiaofan, and He Tian Tian getting something, Lin Ziru was envious. They also worked hard. Why did those people have it but she didn't? Huang Jingli is self-aware. Even if she is envious, she is not as serious about her work as others and cannot be rewarded, so there is nothing wrong with her. The other two men ordered by the young people in the city all received rewards, except Li Mingkai, who was so embarrassed that he stayed in the house without coming out. Huang Jingli went to cook. As soon as it was done, Lin Ziru and Li Mingkai came out. Lin Ziru saw that there were only 3 bowls of batter on the table, and frowned. We have so much food for a month, and we finish it so quickly. And when the farming is busy, we eat it in the big cafeteria. Li Mingkai's stomach growled with hunger, and he was also very unhappy. With just this bowl of batter, he would wake up hungry before going to bed. When Huang Jingli heard this and looked at Li Mingkai's expression, she felt panicked and blushed, saying, "Who said you should eat well before the busy farming season so that you have the strength to work? When you say this, do you mean I ate it secretly? In that case, let's eat it separately. Please subscribe, please give me a monthly pass. Asterisk carrot. Carrot asterisk, hee hee. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 65. Huang Jingli was fed up. Lin Ziru just didn't cook. She cooked and washed the dishes and did all the work. She even suspected that she had eaten the food. Lin Xiru said that to her. This Li Mingkai has just grown a good skin. He is not good at work and is very naughty. Why did she fall in love with such a man before? Fortunately, we only knew each other for a short time, so we didn't express our feelings. From now on, we will be more distant and just be ordinary friends. When Lin Xiru saw Huang Jingli's reaction, she knew that what she said was too much. Before the busy farming season, it was she who said she should eat something good to have the strength to work. Now that the food has not been distributed, we can only eat batter. I'm just complaining, not that you ate it secretly, Lin Xiru said sarcastically. Li Mingkai, you didn't say anything, so you don't need to make a fuss. Huang Jingli was angry and took the bowl outside to eat. Lin Xiru smiled and didn't take it to heart. Anyway, Huang Jingli didn't dare to talk about her, nor did she dare to ignore her. Li Mingkai was also surprised as to why Huang Jingli kept giving in to Lin Xiru. But this Lin Xiru is indeed not a good person. He just wants to take advantage without suffering any loss. Stay away from such women. From next door, Wang Lei, Zhang Qingshan, Ye Ziofen, and Sister Wu were chatting and laughing while eating together, which made Huang Jingli envious. In fact, she also wanted to get along well with everyone, but with Lin Xiru around, she didn't dare to do that. She didn't dare to go back to the city. She wouldn't have enough to eat in the city, and she might be taken out for re-education, but she could still live a stable life here. After eating, Li Mingkai returned to the house, thinking that this was not going to work and he wanted to change his situation in the village. But he can't work in the village, and even if he can play the piano and sing, he can't make a living. By the way, some time ago, he finally met village chief Chi's daughter, Chi Xiaoyan, who was delicate, very beautiful, and gentle. Except for being younger, everything else fits his aesthetics. The most important thing is that Chi Xiaoyan is Secretary Chi's daughter. When he first came to Kijia village, Li Mingkai looked down on village chief Chi, but after a busy day of farm work, he completely understood that the village party secretary is the local emperor of the village. Whoever he arranges for will have to do the work for others. Li Mingkai offended village chief Chi before, so Li Mingkai's job these times was not heavy, but very dirty. Not only does Li Mingkai do these tasks, but others also do them. Li Mingkai knew that Secretary Chi was targeting him, but he couldn't give a reason. In order to live a more nourishing life and eat better in the future, Li Mingkai felt that pursuing Chi Xiaoyan was a good decision. As for Huang Jingli, she was ordinary looking and was controlled by Lin Xiru, so she couldn't help him at all. He wouldn't like the ordinary looking Huang Jingli. Li Mingkai doesn't care about Huang Jingli, and Huang Jingli doesn't care about Li Mingkai now either. In other words, Li Mingkai felt that he was still a hot potato. He Tian got a towel. After returning home, he praised the Snake King and decided to take the Snake King to play in the cave tomorrow. The Snake King was very proud, and after he reminded Tian that it would rain, saved so much food, and did good things, it found that its mana had increased a lot, which was an unexpected surprise. It has tentatively concluded that doing good deeds will help its practice. If this is the case, then it should do more good things and return to the demon world as soon as possible. Most of the villagers were fine, and so were the educated youths, but Tian still had to go to the animal husbandry team the next day. Not only go to see the pigs and livestock there, but also see the old people. I made a promise to Secretary Chi before, so I can't break it. But she also remembered Grandma Chi-san's words and learned to protect herself. Professor Gu and Professor Wang are in good spirits even though they are tanned. Old Man Bai, Xiangrong, and Zoli are also good, and Qianchikan and Sun Sihao are also more energetic than when they first arrived. Tian saw that they were all very nice and didn't show too much enthusiasm. They were busy working outside. At noon, she was preparing to make lunch for Old Man Chi before leaving. When she heard Chi Xiaoyan coming to see her, She seemed quite anxious. Sister Tian Tian, your family has mailed a big package to you. Brother Dajan has gone to the village branch. You should hurry up and pick it up and take it back, Chi Xiao Yan panted. Last time, He Tianatian's letter was ignored by Chi Shulai. Chi Xiao Yan didn't believe it. If Chi Shulai has such a bad memory, how can he be an accountant? And why didn't I forget other people's letters, but why did I forget Sister Tianatian's letter? This time, as soon as Brother Dajan entered the village and came to her house to say something, Chi Xiao Yan ran over and told He Tian Tian. Hey, I'll go right away, He Tian Tian said crisply, feeling excited. She had been thinking about the package for a long time. It had been more than half a month since the last letter, and it was time to receive the package. If she couldn't receive it again, she would go to the post office and ask. Go, Professor Wang said with a smile, I'm cooking here, I don't need your help. Then I'll go back. He Tian Tian wanted to see the package sent to her by her parents so much that she and Chi Xiao Yan went to the village branch. When we arrived at the village branch, Niu Dajan was talking to Chi Shulai. Chi Shulai glanced at He Tianatian's big package from time to time. It was so big and heavy, and there were a lot of good things inside. It's just that Niu Dajan won't leave, and Chi Shulai can't dig it out to see what's inside. Comrade He, you happen to be here. Please sign for your package. Niu Dajan saw He Tian Tian coming and said with a smile, Chi Shulai, this old guy, is not a good person. Fortunately, he waited for He Tian Tian, otherwise these things would not have reached He Tianatian's hands. Even if he arrives, he will be turned upside down by Chi Shulai. Thank you, Comrade Niu. He Tian Tian took the list and signed her name. Chi Xiao Yan and He Tian Tian were about to carry the big package away, but Chi Shulai was unhappy. This army of cattle was obviously guarding against him. Wait, Chi Shulai said from behind, we can't just take this package back. Before He Tian Tian could speak, Chi Xiao Yan couldn't help it anymore and frowned. Second uncle, this is Sister Tianatian's package. Since you have signed for it, of course you can take it back. Could it be that I left it here with you and asked you to? Did you forget to inform Sister Tian Tian? When Chi Xiao Yan said this, Chi Shulai blushed and couldn't help it, but since he had blocked him, he couldn't go back, so he naturally had to explain why. Haha, it was my fault last time. I did forget it. I apologize to Comrade Niu and Comrade He again, Chi Shulai said with a smile, admitting his mistake frankly. With so many people here, he couldn't admit it. But what I want to talk about today is another matter, which cannot be confused with one another. That's it, Chi Xiao Yan said, about to carry it away. Wait a minute, Chi Shulai said, I am in charge of sending and receiving letters in the village. I am not only responsible for notifying the recipients, but I am also responsible for checking the packages to see if there is anything that does not comply with the rules. He Tian Tian, Chi Xiao Yan, and Niu Dajan were stunned. Chi Shulai was going to check the package. It's the third chapter, please continue to ask for votes. It opened at 9 o'clock, so the passage was at a disadvantage because it was 9 hours late. The Sweetness of the Seventies. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 66. Chi Shulai was obviously looking for trouble. Why didn't this old man check other people's packages, but only hers? He Tian Tian was confused and hurriedly shouted in her heart, Gilo me, Snake King, take a look at my package, is there anything that doesn't conform to the rules? For example, books, money. Oh, never mind, except for clothes, you put away everything else, okay. The Snake King glanced at the things in the package in the barrier, and there were indeed things that did not conform to the rules of this world. Not only were there many books, but there were also some brightly colored clothes. The old bastard outside was obviously thinking about He Tian Tian. If he found the things inside, He Tian Tian, the idiot, would be in trouble. He Tian Tian was in trouble, and she didn't think about it? Yes, said the Snake King, I put it away for you. The Snake King put those things into the barrier. In order to prevent Chi Shulai from finding anything strange, the Snake King directly wrapped up the dried rabbit meat in his sister's bag and put it inside. Sister Tian Tian is a girl, isn't it bad to look through things in public like this? Chi Xiao Yan retorted, besides, why don't you check other people's packages, but check Sister Tianation's? Haha, Xiao Yan, you are still young and don't know the complexity of revolutionary work. He Tianation's package is so big, of course it must be checked. If it is not checked, if something goes wrong, not only I can't cover it up, even your father can't cover it up. Chi Shulai threatened, Xiao Yan, don't forget that so many eyes are watching your father. Not long ago, someone reported your father. You. Chi Xiao Yan was angry and wanted to say more. Her father was so angry about this matter that he didn't sleep well for several days, and there were blisters in his mouth. She couldn't cause trouble for her father. Seeing He Tian Tian struggling and Chi Xiao Yan angry, Chi Shulai felt secretly happy. A little girl could be sent away with a few words, and she wanted to talk back in front of him, which was too naive. He Tian Tian learned from the Snake King that the things that didn't conform to the rules had been put away, and there were only clothes, so she was not afraid of inspection. Xiao Yan, let Accountant Chi check it. There are only clothes inside anyway, He Tian Tian said. As long as nothing is found, Chi Shulai can't say anything. Besides, Chi Shulai is responsible for checking the incoming and outgoing packages. He has the power to do so. Chi Shulai didn't check before because he didn't have so much free time, but now it's different. These people made Chi Shulai lose face and made his nephew Chi Jiangguo's plan fail. As an uncle, he naturally has to help his nephew vent his anger. Chi Xiao Yan lost his face, and he must get it back. In front of Chi Shulai, He Tian Tian opened the package. There were all clothes inside, and 2 dried wild rabbits. He Tian Tian laughed in her heart. The Snake King was really interesting. He actually replaced the things inside with dried rabbit meat. In fact, the books in the package were not novels, let alone those foreign masterpieces, but a complete set of books for high school students. He Jingyu heard that he could take the college entrance examination in 1977. His daughter only graduated from junior high school. He didn't want his daughter to stay in the countryside all her life. He hoped that his daughter could go to college through self-study and have a new life. But now the school is closed, the teachers are not working, and the existence of these books is also considered inappropriate. He Jingyu sent a complete set of high school books and teaching plans for all subjects, dozens of books. Uncle Chi, you have seen it, there are clothes and fabrics here, and wild game sent from my hometown. Which ones are not in compliance with regulations? Chi Xiao Yan raised her eyebrows and asked, wanting to see what Chi Shulai would say. Chi Shulai was also puzzled. He originally thought that it was so heavy, and there should be something that shouldn't be in it. Strange. Haha, it's better if there is nothing. I don't want the educated youth in our village to get into trouble, Chi Shulai said, staring at the dried wild rabbit and swallowing his saliva. No wonder the nephew said that He Tianation's family was good. Although the clothes were old, they didn't have patches, and there were so many. And the dried rabbit weighed more than 10 pounds. Niu Daijin and Chi Xiao Yan saw that Chi Shulai had set his eyes on the dried rabbit. But this was sent by He Tianation's family, so they couldn't make the decision. If he didn't give them to Chi Shulai, this greedy accountant Chi would make things even more difficult for He Tian Tian in the future. He Tian Tian was not without good eyesight, and she saw it too, so she said with a smile, I'll take these rabbits back first, cook them at home, and invite village chief Chi and accountant Chi to eat some. He Tian Tian was not willing to give these 2 dried wild rabbits to Chi Shulai. Since she couldn't keep them, she couldn't let Chi Shulai eat them all by himself. Haha, you're too polite, Chi Shulai smiled in a fake way. In front of so many people, he really couldn't be greedy for He Tian's things alone, but if He Tian wanted to invite him to eat, it would be good, and it could satisfy his craving. Niu Daijin and Qi Xiaoyan saw that He Tian was so accommodating, so they were relieved, at least they didn't fall out. He Tian, with the help of Qi Xiaoyan and Niu Daijin, took the things back to Grandma Qi's house. Brother Daijin, when Sister Tian sends something in the future, can you please let us know so we can go to the post office to pick it up ourselves, Qi Xiaoyan said. Sister Tian's package contained clothes, including a small piece of clothing that she was wearing underneath. It would be embarrassing to be seen by an old man like Qi Shulai. Qi Shulai was not following the instructions of the commune. He just wanted to embarrass Sister Tian and get benefits from her. Niu Daijin thought for a while, shook his head and said, Xiaoyan, things are not as simple as you think. That Qi Shulai is not a good person, but what he said is right. He is responsible for sending and receiving letters and packages in the village. During special periods, there are inspections of packages. Now Tian is obviously being targeted by Qi Shulai. If the things are taken away from me, what if Qi Shulai finds out and reports me? Not only will I be unlucky, why Tian will also be unlucky, so let's keep it like this from now on. With us here, at least Tian won't be made difficult by Qi Shulai alone. If anything that doesn't comply with the regulations can't be found out, we can't do anything to Tian. Seeing that Niu Daijin could not help, Qi Xiaoyan felt very disappointed, lowered her head and said nothing. He Tian also felt that Niu Daijin was right. She took Qi Xiaoyan's hand and said, Xiaoyan, Brother Daijin is right. Qi Shulai has already set his sights on me, so I can't deceive him. I'll write a reply tonight, tell my parents not to send anything that is against the rules, and with the help of you and Brother Daijin, Qi Shulai can't make things difficult for me in person. I'm already very grateful, so don't blame yourself. Yes, Xiaoyan, there are some things that I can't take without my help. It's not worth it, Niu Daijin said. He was worried that Qi Xiaoyan would misunderstand him due to his young age. Qi Xiaoyan was not an unreasonable person. She smiled slightly and said, I know, Brother Daijin, I was a little childish just now. Under Qi Xiaoyan's gaze, Niu Daijin scratched his head unconsciously and smiled honestly. I recommend my good gay friend Xiankei's novel Vivid Color and Medical Fragrance. As the saying goes, a melon that is twisted is not sweet. Someone, who said that? I twisted, it was sweet. A certain melon. Text. Xiao Hanyu is the eldest daughter of the Xiao family in Lanling. Her biological mother died young. She grew up with her aunt since childhood and later married the prince. Even though he got the true inheritance of his aunt's medical skills, he still couldn't get a son and a half daughters. During the change of imperial power, the prince was framed. After she sent away the eldest son of the concubine, she burned the East Palace. When she opened her eyes again, she became her half-sister and the only descendant of the Xiao family in the world. So, here comes the problem. Do you want to survive by relying on your medical skills, or do you want to clear your family's name? The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 67. At noon, He Tian went back and stewed the hare meat, and asked Qi Xiaoyan, Niu Daijin, village chief Qi, Zhao Daijiao, Qi Ergu and Qi Shulai to come over and eat the rabbit meat. Village chief Qi learned the whole story from Qi Xiaoyan and brought half a caddy of rice and half a caddy of flour. Zhao Daijiao also brought half a caddy of rice. Niu Daijin gave He Tian half a caddy of food stamps to have lunch here. Remuneration. It's already rare to get someone to treat you to rabbit meat, so He Tian can't let He Tian waste any more food. This is not only true for guests, but also for banquets in the village. Bring more or less to reduce the burden of entertaining guests. In this era of material poverty, Food is extremely precious. Eating up other people's food is no different than killing them. He Tian stewed a large pot of rabbit meat and a basket of pancakes. With the Snake King around, He Tian wasn't worried about going hungry, so she didn't feel bad. I just want to get over this matter and get some temporary peace. When she gets a firm foothold in Kijia village and finds the handle on Qi Shulai and Qi Jiangguo, she will avenge them one by one and will never let them go easily. Not only because of the hatred in the previous life, but also because of the difficulties and unkindness in this life. Seeing He Tian like this, Grandma Qi San sighed in her heart. She was still a child and didn't know how to live. But that's just today. Qi Shulai is not a good person. That wild rabbit passed his eyes and refused to let him take a bite. Sweet girl will not be able to do well in the future. That person, covertly or covertly, will wear small shoes on those who offend him. Hey, forget it, sweet girl doesn't have enough food to eat, so just eat hers. Anyway, she is old and she won't starve to death if she eats less than 2 bites. But sweet girl can't do it. It's the time when you're growing, so you can't be hungry. After a while, village chief Qi Xiaoyan and Zhao Dejiao all came over. Qi Xiaoyan helped He Tian cook, and Grandma Qi San talked with village chief Qi and Zhao Dejiao. The meal had just been prepared here, and Qi Shulai arrived over there, followed by Qi Jiangguo. Qi Shulai had such a good opportunity, so he would naturally take Qi Jiangguo with him. In order to show off in front of He Tian, Qi Jiangguo brought a pound of rice over for dinner. Qi Shulai was empty-handed and brought nothing. When He Tian saw Qi Jiangguo, she really wanted to drive him out immediately. Even if she brought food, she didn't care. It's just that the person has already arrived, and the villagers don't know about her and Qi Jiangguo's previous life. If she drives people away, the villagers will only say that she is ignorant. Furthermore, this Qi Jiangguo is also a decent person in the village, and he has brought things. Since you are treating him to dinner, even though you did not invite Qi Jiangguo, you cannot kick him out. Oh, why is brother Jiangguo here? Qi Xiaoyan asked curiously. Logically speaking, if you are not invited, you will generally not visit other people's homes. Qi Jiangguo usually does things well, so how could he be so rude today? While Qi Xiaoyan was thinking about it, He Tian smiled and said, Xiaoyan, add more fire. Hey, Qi Xiaoyan is here to help, so she doesn't want to get distracted and delay He Tian's affairs, so she doesn't think about this problem anymore. Fortunately, we did a lot today, so it's no problem to have one more person. He Tian not only stewed rabbit meat with long beans, but also took a large plate of cucumbers, fried eggplants, and green vegetables, making up enough for 4 dishes. There were a lot of people, so the portions were large and probably enough to eat. The strong smell of rabbit meat wafts out from the kitchen from time to time, causing the stomachs of those sitting and laughing in the yard to rumble. Haha, Tianya's craftsmanship is really good, village chief Qi said with a smile. This is what Tianya's family sent us, and we felt really bad after eating it. That's it this time, we can't do this next time. I'm so sorry. Qi Shulai held an enamel jar, filled it with some wild tea picked in the mountains, opened the lid, blew the tea leaves floating on it, took a sip, and said like a smiling tiger, yes, comrade He Tian is just too polite, I always said I didn't want it. Niu Dajin felt contempt in his heart. When he saw this dried rabbit just now, your eyes almost grew. If people don't treat you to food, you still don't know how to bully people behind their backs. Haha, yes, sweet girl is too polite. Village chief Qi already knew what happened from his daughter, and also knew Qi Shulai's greedy temperament, but he was also a village cotter, so he couldn't talk to Qi Shulai face to face. If you have the opportunity to talk in private in the future, don't embarrass He Tian. Qi Jiangguo looked at the kitchen from time to time. He Tian was busy in the kitchen, Qi Xiaoyan was lighting the fire, and He Tian Tian was cooking. Such a girl, virtuous and good-looking, would definitely be a good wife after marrying her home. Qi Jiangguo's guess was correct. After marrying He Tian Tian in his previous life, he did feel lucky and treated He Tian Tian very well. But as time went by, that enthusiasm had long been worn away by the trivialities of life, and his thoughts about He Tian Tian also faded. His family bullied He Tian Tian, but for the sake of family peace, he turned a blind eye and repeatedly asked He Tian Tian to tolerate it. Zhao Dejiao was a thoughtful director of the Women's Federation. When he saw Qi Jiangguo looking into the kitchen from time to time, he knew there were two girls in the kitchen. There is a saying in the village that people with the same surname should not intermarry. Qi Jiangguo must not be interested in Qi Xiaoyan, and Qi Xiaoyan is young. Since he didn't look after Qi Xiaoyan, he naturally looked after He Tian Tian. He Tian Tian? Haha, interesting. Qi Jiangguo has a very high vision. Zhao Dejiao could tell from He Tianatian's words and deeds that He Tian Tian came from a good family, was beautiful, literate, and looked good in clothes. Most importantly, He Tian Tian was diligent and virtuous. It's hard to find such a girl in the city. If it weren't for the fact that her son Qi Ergu was already engaged, she would have wanted to set her son up, so why would He Tian Tian do so? After working for a while, Qi Xiaoyan brought the food into the house, and He Tian Tian went to wash her hands and face before entering the house. Like a magic trick, Qi Shulai conjured up half a bottle of wine and said with a smile, "I didn't bring food, I brought wine. There are good dishes but no good wine. What a pity. Come on, have a drink." Village Chief Qi's eyes lit up. He hadn't drank for a long time. It's good to have food to eat these days, and I don't know where Qi Shulai got the wine. No matter where he got it from, he would take a few sips. There are good dishes, and with your wine, you can have a feast today. Village Chief Qi chuckled. By the way, there were no wine tickets in our village last year. Where did you get this wine? Qi Shulai smiled proudly and said in a showy way, "Haha, this is my nephew Jiangguo's filial piety to me." Seeing that his second uncle was talking about him, Qi Jiangguo smiled shyly and said, "I repair tractors for Erdaguzi, and a dozen people from their village gave me a bottle of wine. My father gave me half a bottle, and my second uncle gave me half a bottle." Village Chief Qi nodded. He usually repairs tractors or other large items in other villages. Because the work is unofficial business, the commune pays Qi Jiangguo every month. No money from the village is required, but some things will be given. After all, no one can guarantee that these things will not break all the time. If they break, the repairman will come a day earlier and start work earlier, and the task will be completed one day earlier. 8 more chapters. Please subscribe and vote monthly. 20 votes will add one more chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Qi Xing Cao. Chapter 68. Qi Jiangguo is considered to be one of the more promising among the younger generation. If he hadn't broken his leg before, no one in Qijia village could compare with this kid. "You're a good boy," Village Chief Qi praised. "Sometimes you study more. If you want to eat, you have to cultivate the land, and you have to use those machines. This is a technical job that can be used as a job for a lifetime. Thank you, Uncle Qi, for reminding me. I will work hard in the future." Qi Jiangguo smiled, and then promised, "I will not embarrass our Qijia village." In front of others, Qi Jiangguo is indeed a polite, diligent, and good-looking man. There are relatively outstanding young people in Shiliba village, which is why matchmakers often come to talk to them. It's really good that you have such a heart. Study hard and it will be of great use in the future. Village Chief Qi always values face, and Qi Jiangguo's words are exactly what the village chief has in mind. In the past, the commune could still allocate 1 or 2 places to go to college, but there has been no movement this year. I wonder if it will be available next year? This Chi Jiangguo went to high school. If possible, it would be good to recommend Chi Jiangguo to go to high school. Compared with those young people in the city, Chi Jiangguo was born and raised in Qijia village. He will be successful in the future and will be the pride of Qijia village. As for those young people in the city, they stayed in the city after going to college. Who will go back to the countryside? They have nothing to do with Qijia village. Nowadays, if you want to go to university, you can go to the workers, peasants, and soldiers' university, which adopts the principle of voluntary registration, recommendation by the masses, and review by the school approved by the leadership. This is not a different treatment by village chief Chi. In fact, almost all village cadres do this. If Chi Xiao Yan hadn't graduated from junior high school instead of high school, village chief Chi wouldn't have thought of Chi Jiangguo. If village chief Chi knew that it was Chi Jiangguo who prosecuted him, he would definitely not think so. Village chief Chi Shulai, Chi Jiangguo, and Niu Dajin sat at the same table and shared the half bottle of wine, and the 4 of them sipped the wine. Grandma Chi San, He Tian Tian, Chi Xiao Yan, and Zhao Dejiao sit at the same table and eat separately, which is more comfortable. At this time, guests came to the house, and children and women did not come to the table. Firstly, I am worried that there will not be enough food, and secondly, this is the etiquette that has always been the case in rural areas. If men don't come to the table, how can women come to the table to eat? Eating in the same courtyard as Chi Jiangguo again reminded He Tian Tian of those frustrating days in her previous life. At that time, He Tian Tian was at Chi's house, cooking, cleaning, and doing farm work. Normally, it's okay, and I can eat at the same table with Chi's mother and Chi Fang Fang. But whenever someone comes to the family, He Tian Tian is the only one who works hard to feed the whole family. When He Tian Tian is done with her work and everyone else has finished eating, she can only eat from others. Of leftovers. One time she left some food, but Chi Jiangguo's grandma pointed her nose in and scolded her, saying she was a glutton. He Tian Tian was so angry that she fell ill. She did nothing, didn't get up, and didn't speak. Seeing He Tian Tian like this, Chi Jiangguo knelt down and begged for mercy. She softened her heart again and returned to her previous miserable state. For countless nights, He Tian Tian complained, but she couldn't get out of the lies she had spun, and she didn't have the courage to do so. These dishes taste so good, Chi Jiangguo praised. He Tian Tian is so virtuous. Chi Shulai had known his nephew's thoughts for a long time. He took a sip of wine and said, Jiangguo is right. Comrade He Tian Tian is a good colleague. It is obvious to all in our Qijia village. By the end of the year, he can be judged for his progress. You can say this behind your back, in front of everyone, and you say it when He Tian Tian invites you to dinner. If word spreads, what will others say about He Tian Tian? Even if he is qualified to get this advancement, people will say behind him that he got this advancement because He Tian Tian invited the village leaders to dinner. Haha, Tian girl is indeed good, but this matter concerns the whole village, so it needs to be decided after discussion by the village committee, Zhao Dejiao said quickly, not wanting to continue talking. It would not be of any benefit to He Tian Tian. Haha, what Director Zhao said is true, Chi Shulap said with a smile. My nephew is known to every village in the world. He is studious, motivated, handy, and can repair tractors. He is a good young man. Director Zhao has been working with women for a long time. If you have the opportunity, you can help give my nephew some advice and tell her she's a good girl. Zhao Dejiao snorted in his heart, knowing that the uncle and nephew had bad intentions and had He Tianation's idea of paying New Year's greetings to the chicken. Second uncle, let's talk about this in private, not in front of everyone, Chi Jiangguo said shyly, looking at He Tian Tian from time to show everyone that he was attracted to He Tian Tian. But what disappointed Chi Jiangguo was that He Tiantian didn't look here at all, as if he hadn't heard anything. Chi Jiangguo was frustrated. Others have also noticed, but this is He Tianation's own business, and now we advocate free love between men and women. It's useless if Chi Jiangguo likes He Tiantian, but He Tiantian doesn't like him. Haha, the secretary has already said that Jiangguo is a good young man in our village. I am not capable of being a matchmaker, Zhao Dejiao said with a smile. Besides, this Chi Jiangguo is not bad, but Chi Jiangguo's mother, Chi Jiangguo's grandma, are not fuel-efficient lamps. Whoever marries the girl to Chi Jiangguo will be ruined for 8 lifetimes. Auntie, I might really trouble you in the future, Chi Jiangguo whispered, looking directly at He Tiantian this time. When Zhao Dejiao saw this, he smiled but said nothing. He Tiantian is so young, so he pays attention to her. Besides, He Tiantian doesn't mean anything at all, so she can't talk too much about it. Qi Shulai saw that his nephew had made it obvious. Zhao Dejiao didn't seem to understand. He felt angry and said directly, "Actually, my nephew fell in love with him at a glance." Before Qi Shulai finished speaking, the wine glass in village chief Qi's hand suddenly fell on the table, and he said quickly, "Oh, what a pity for this good wine, such good wine." When Niu Dajin saw village chief Qi acting like this, he knew in his heart that this was He Tianation's treat. It would be too easy for this person to propose marriage directly to a matchmaker. No matter what, at least you shouldn't say it in front of other girls, and this is when He Tiantian is treating guests. If it works out, it's okay. If it doesn't work out, how will we meet in the village in the future? Isn't the reason why we need a matchmaker to avoid facing the embarrassment directly? Chi Jiangguo didn't know it when he was young, and Qi Shulai didn't know it when he was so old. It's clear that He Tiantian, a little girl who bullies others, has no one to rely on. Haha, brother Qi, let's talk about this later, while we drink and eat, Zhao Dejiao said, changing the topic. If Qi Shulai said it, He Tiantian would be very embarrassed. Zhao Dejiao came to eat He Tianation's dishes today, so he had to talk to He Tiantian. Qi Shulai and Qi Jiangguo were embarrassed and couldn't do it today. The two uncles and nephews had planned to talk it out today from the beginning. In front of so many people, He Tiantian would definitely be embarrassed and would agree to it half-heartedly. Unexpectedly, not only did He Tiantian not respond, but Zhao Dejiao refused to speak. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Okay. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 69. If they said it today, it would feel a bit like bullying, and for things like marriage, they have to invite middlemen to their homes for dinner and talk about these things in private. How can they say it at the dinner table? It's obviously bullying. Haha, let's drink and eat, village chief Qi joked, such good meat, such good dishes, it's a pity not to eat them properly. Dajin, Jiangguo, come, let's eat, after all, it was He Tiantian who invited them, and the atmosphere couldn't be awkward. Village chief Qi spoke to ease the situation and not make it too ugly. Qi Shulai was not without vision. Since it couldn't be said, he didn't say it anymore, so as not to make everyone unhappy and still not get anything done. If He Tiantian didn't give face and made a fuss, they would be wrong. Qi Shulai poured some wine for village chief Qi and said, "Drink it well, don't spill it again." Haha, my hands will definitely not shake this time, village chief Qi smiled honestly, and while drinking, he talked to everyone about the village's affairs, especially the matter of paying public grain soon, which was the top priority. Niu Dajin also talked about some things he encountered during the delivery process, and the atmosphere became much better with laughter. Although He Tiantian looked calm, she was actually very angry in her heart. Qi Jiangguo was still so good at taking advantage of loopholes and so hypocritical. If He Tiantian had not been worried that the Snake King would be punished and could not return to the demon world, she would have let the Snake King bite Qi Jiangguo to death long ago. Chi Xiaoyan was so angry that her face turned red. She felt unfair for He Tian. When He Tian went to the kitchen to get something, she followed her and said, "Sister Tian, Chi Shulai and Chi Jiangguo are too much. You don't have to be afraid of them. My dad and Aunt Dejiao will help you." He Tian, who was still very angry at first, was no longer worried after hearing what Chi Xiaoyan said. She could change her friends, so why couldn't she change her life? Fortunately, justice is in the hearts of the people. Now she has many people around her, including Grandma Chi San, Grandpa Chi, Village Chief Chi, Director Zhao, Chi Xiaoyan, Niu Dajin, and young people in the city who have settled down. Although they are not the kind of friendship that can risk one's life for another, if He Tian is treated unfairly, at least these people can stand up and say a fair word to He Tian. At least Kijia village is not a place where Chi Shulai and Chi Jiangguo can cover the sky with one hand. In an era where people's words are feared, a fair word is also precious. They are indeed too much, He Tian said aggrievedly. Fortunately, village chief Chi and director Zhao are here, otherwise I don't know what to say in the future. He Tian is very glad that she invited village chief Chi, director Zhao, Niu Dajin, and Chi Xiaoyan to come to dinner together today. If there were only Chi Shulai and Chi Jiangguo, or if she gave this wild rabbit to Chi Shulai, she would become the object of others' discussion. Not only can it not solve the problem, but it will also cause trouble. Yes, don't worry. As long as you don't want to, no one will force you, Chi Xiaoyan said. My mother said that it's not that simple for a woman to find a husband. You can't just look at the appearance, you have to look at the inner qualities. Hearing Chi Xiaoyan's words, He Tian was very puzzled. Logically, Chi Xiaoyan was also raised in wealth by village chief Chi and Liang Hongyu, and she was well educated and very insightful. Why did she fall in love with Li Mingkai in her previous life? Even though she was curious, He Tian didn't say much. After all, those things were in her previous life. Chi Xiaoyan and Li Mingkai haven't started yet. My mother also told me before I got on the train. I just want to settle down and work hard, and go home to visit my relatives at the end of the year. He Tian said that she had money in her hand, and she could go home as long as she could buy a train ticket by then. He Tian's attitude reassured Chi Xiaoyan. When she heard that He Tian would go home at the end of the year, her eyes lit up and she said, "Sister Tian, I'll take care of your ticket purchase." He Tian was overjoyed and asked, "Train tickets are hard to buy during the Chinese New Year. How can you buy one?" "Of course I have a way. De Jun's brother is at the train station. Just ask De Jun to say something and I'm guaranteed to buy a train ticket," Chi Xiaoyan said. After becoming good friends with He Tian, she unconsciously began to consider He Tian. He Tian bit Chi Xiaoyan's cute little nose and said, "Then I'll ask you. To repay you, I have a piece of clothing that's too small for me. I'll alter it and give it to you." Chi Xiaoyan had seen He Tian's clothes. The styles were all ones she had never seen before. She was thinking about asking He Tian to borrow them and taking them to the county town to make one. It would be great if He Tian gave it to her. But isn't this bad? "No, just lend it to me and I'll make one according to your instructions," Chi Xiaoyan refused, still not taking advantage of Sister Tian. "Okay, let's not talk about it today, let's go out quickly." He Tian had already brought out the pancakes. Although she didn't want to see Chi Shulai and Chi Jiangguo, she couldn't stay in the kitchen all the time. The two came out, smiled at each other, and felt much better. Chi Shulai and Chi Jiangguo stopped talking about that matter. After the atmosphere was good, everyone was very happy to eat. The meal took more than an hour. "Fortunately, I didn't have to go to work these days, so it took so long to eat. Thank you Tian today, Auntie will invite you to dinner at home in the future," Zhao Dejiao said, patting He Tian's shoulder. "Sister Tian, you have to go to my house for dinner too, Chi Xiao Yan whispered, I'll give you my share too. Haha, that's fine, let's see if you will cry when you are hungry. He Tian pinched Chi Xiao Yan's nose again to tease Chi Xiao Yan. I don't know how, Chi Xiao Yan quickly avoided He Tian's clutches. Chi Jiangguo looked at He Tian who was smiling and laughing, and felt itchy in his heart. If this smile were facing him, he would wake up laughing in his dreams. Haha, Xiao Yan, Tian, you and Fang Fang are good friends. Come to my house when you have time, and I will make delicious food for you, Chi Jiangguo said generously. He was too aggressive just now, and others couldn't stand it. Chi Xiao Yan knew very well how stingy Chi Fang Fang's family was, and it was impossible to treat them to delicious food, so she nodded with confidence and said, that's okay, I will definitely go there then. He Tian smiled and said nothing. This is what Chi Xiao Yan agreed to. If Chi Fang Fang really becomes generous, then let Chi Xiao Yan go, and He Tian will not go. With village chief Chi Jiangguo and Chi Shulai not daring to openly bully Chi Xiao Yan. Chi Jiangguo was very happy when he saw that He Tian did not refuse. He was thinking about preparing something to entertain He Tian and Chi Xiao Yan when he went home. So He Tian was not willing to date him, not because she looked down on him because he was from a rural family and was poor. But his family is no longer poor. Since he can repair tractors, he has what others have in their homes, and he also has what others don't have in their homes. Let He Tian see that his family's conditions are very good, coupled with his gentleness and considerateness, He Tian has no choice but to accept his pursuit. Do you enjoy watching it? The more votes, the more updates. If there are 100 monthly votes today, 5 chapters will be added tomorrow. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Xing Cao. Chapter 70. Chi Jiangguo had a wishful thinking in mind and walked briskly, thinking about how to prepare for his return. Today he had a more comprehensive understanding of He Tian, not only the charm on the outside, but also the beauty on the inside. No matter what, he would get He Tian. After everyone left, Grandma Chi-san, He Tian, and Chi Xiao Yan washed the pots and dishes together. Chi Xiao Yan was in a good mood today and was humming a little tune beside her. Her voice was as melodious as a lark in the mountains. Chi Xiao Yan's voice is nothing special at ordinary times, but when she opens her mouth to sing, her voice is different. She is born with a good voice. Seeing that Chi Xiao Yan likes to sing, He Tian speculated in her mind and asked carefully, Xiao Yan, do you like to sing? Chi Xiao Yan nodded and said, yes, I like singing very much. In school, I was the lead singer every time. Our music teacher said that I have a good voice and a strong sense of music. So that's it, He Tian understood. Li Mingkai has an accordion and knows music. Chi Xiao Yan also likes to sing, and the two have a common language. You come and go, but you can catch up. In the 1970s of the previous life, after paying public rations, they were like the propaganda team in the commune, performing in various production teams. Chi Xiao Yan and Li Mingkai were both selected. They had been together for a long time, so they probably met at that time. The man is unmarried and the woman is unmarried, so naturally they are in love. Really, He Tian looked surprised. If possible, you can take the exam for an outside art troupe. Art troupe? Hey, I'm just a rural girl, how can I get into the art troupe? Chi Xiao Yan exclaimed. She used to want to get into the university, but now the schools are closed and the university has to be recommended, so it's not her turn at all. He Tian wanted to change Chi Xiao Yan's fate and prevent this kind girl from suffering the pain of being pregnant and abandoned. He also hoped that she could escape and commit suicide by jumping into the river. Why not? He Tian frowned and said, look at you, you look good, your voice is nice, and you sing well. As long as you have the chance, you will definitely pass the exam. But those big units in the city don't recruit people in our remote countryside. Chi Xiao Yan was moved. Although she is usually delicate, she likes the feeling of standing in the middle of the stage and hopes for the applause of others. He Tian was washing the dishes and said, "You can write a letter to your second brother and see if there is any chance. My second brother is a company commander, and he usually has a lot of training tasks. Isn't it bad for me to trouble him with such a thing?" Chi Xiao Yan is timid. Her parents have high hopes for her second brother. If she talks about this matter, please give it to her. When her brother gets into trouble, even if her parents love her, they will criticize her and teach her a lesson. I'm just writing to ask to find out what are the requirements for applying to the cultural troupe. Be prepared. Maybe one day the recruitment will come, and you can give it a try. He Tian encouraged, opportunities are reserved for those who have people who are prepared. If you are not prepared, even if the opportunity comes to you, you may not be able to seize it. I have letter envelopes and stamps in the house. You can write a letter now and ask Brother Dajan to send it out. Chi Xiao Yan was excited when he Tian said that she loved singing so much. Sister Tian had a good saying, opportunity is to leave a person who is prepared. No matter whether there will be results or not, as long as you work hard, even if you fail to achieve the goal, at least I tried hard and learned something, so I won't regret it. If you get what you want, it will be an even happier thing. Okay, I'll write to my second brother now to ask about the situation. Chi Xiao Yan finished washing the dishes and wiped her hands. He Tian took Chi Xiao Yan to the house and got Chi Xiao Yan a pen and paper. Chi Xiao Yan wrote the letter, sealed it, affixed the stamp, and caught up with Niu Dajan, who was saying goodbye to village chief Chi. Brother Dajan, please send it for me. This is a letter I wrote to my second brother. Chi Xiao Yan panted and gave the letter to Niu Dajan. Chi Xiao Yan knew that Brother Dajan had a good relationship with her family, so she didn't hide it from Niu Dajan, and said, I like singing. I want to ask my second brother how to get into the art troupe. Niu Dajan looked Chi Xiao Yan up and down and said in surprise, you want to take the art troupe exam? Village Chief Chi was also stunned and said angrily, Xiao Yaner, how can we pass the exam in the art troupe? Don't bother your second brother. After a while, I'll see if I can find a place for you. You can enter the city. Then what talents do you have? Niu Dajan asked. Chi Xiao Yan had fair skin, big eyes, and was tall. She was much prettier than the art troupe of his previous unit. When Chi Xiao Yan heard her father's words, she lowered her head and whispered to Niu Dajan, I can sing. Sister Tian said that I sing well, and every time I did an activity in school, I always sang lead singer. What kind of song can a child sing? Don't let your brother Dajan laugh at it. Secretary Chi scolded, in this era, who dares to sing? Even if he sings, he can sing any song. Chi Xiao Yan looked pale and almost shed tears. Niu Dajan chuckled and said, Uncle Chi, don't say that about Xiao Yan. She likes to sing. If she sings well, why can't she be admitted to the art troupe? Xiao Yan, come here, I'll leave later, you sing a few lines for me, I listen. Seeing that her daughter was so sad, Liang Hongyu also interrupted and said, Dad, just let your daughter sing a few lines and let De Jun comment. If it is really good, this is also a way out. Xiao Yan can do what she likes, and it's so glorious to be able to work in the city. It was deeply ingrained in the heart of village chief Chi. When his wife said this, Secretary Chi stopped and said, Okay, you sing a few lines and we listen. At this time, we can't sing random and read songs. Chi Xiao Yan was very smart. She nodded repeatedly and said, Then let's sing My Motherland that I used to sing in school. Listen to it. Ahem. Cleared her throat, raised her chin slightly, and adjusted her breathing. A big river has wide waves, and the wind blows the fragrance of rice flowers on both sides. My family lives. Chi Xiao Yan's soft voice has strong power, which fully reflects her love for the motherland. Ba bang bang, Niu Dajin listened to Chi Xiao Yan singing and kept applauding. Xiao Yan, you sing so well, better than our previous art troupe. Dajin, I don't treat you like an outsider, you can't tell lies. Secretary Chi frowned and said, Xiao Yan is good at singing, but after all, she is from Yelazi, how can she compare with others who specialize in music? Uncle, I'm really not lying. Xiao Yan sings really well. If there is a cultural troupe looking for people, Xiao Yan will definitely be recruited. Niu Dajin assured, my uncle is from the Armed Forces Ministry. If you come, we are recruiting people in the county, I will tell you in advance. Xiao Yan, come on, practice hard when you have time. Liang Hongyu was excited. If her daughter joined the unit's art troupe, she would be a soldier, and she wouldn't have to work too hard. It would be honorable and safe. The 8th update is here, please subscribe, please vote monthly, and please give me rewards. Starting from tomorrow, there will be 2 updates every day. The more votes, the more updates will be added. For example, if there are 100 monthly tickets today, then 5 chapters will be added tomorrow, plus the basic 2 updates, that will be 7 updates. A lot. So what are you waiting for? Vote for Kikai. Reminder again, from National Day 1st to 7th, monthly tickets are doubled, 1 ticket is equivalent to 2 chapters, it is more cost effective to vote now. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 71. Chapter 71 Listen to others and eat enough. Monthly ticket 20 plus. The most important thing is that her daughter likes it, and as a mother, she should try her best to help her daughter achieve it. The child's father, Xiao Yan, had a good voice when I was young. Liang Hongyu boasted, whether it works or not, we know it first. If we have a chance, we will do it. If we don't have a chance, it doesn't matter. As long as Xiao Yan likes it, that's good. I feel good when I sing regularly. Village Chief Chi has actually been convinced by Chi Xiao Yan's singing, but he has always been cautious and does not want to give his daughter hope and ultimately disappoint her and make her sad. Okay, try it. You can write a letter and ask your second brother. But if your second brother is in trouble, you can't blame your second brother. Village Chief Chi said, Dajin, please help me keep an eye on him. We are here, far away from the county seat, and there is no news. If you get the news, you must send it over as soon as possible. Uncle, don't worry. Based on our close friendship with brother Rong Jun, we will definitely send you the news as soon as possible. Xiao Yan is so smart, has a good voice, and looks good, so she has a great chance. Niu Dajin said, time is running out, I should leave, otherwise it will be dark and I won't be able to return to the county seat. Then walk slowly. Village Chief Chi, Liang Hongyu, and Chi Xiao Yan went to see off the cattle army in person. After Chi Xiao Yan sent Niu Dajin out of the village, she excitedly rushed to He Tianation's house to tell her the news. When she passed the Educated Youth Point on the way, she heard the sound of the accordion coming from the Educated Youth Point. It was exactly what she had just sang. My homeland. Chi Xiao Yan kept her pace and sang quietly along with the sound of the accordion. With the accompaniment, she felt that it was much better than singing a cappella. The one with the accordion in the village is the young man from the city named Li Mingkai. It would be even better if she could also play the accordion. Not only could she sing, but she could also play an instrument, and her chances of being admitted would be even greater. Li Mingkai came out and saw Chi Xiao Yan, who was fascinated. You sing very well. What other songs can you sing? I will accompany you. Li Mingkai smiled, like a big boy full of sunshine, wearing a white Doliang shirt, military green pants underneath, and a pair of clean Jafang shoes on his feet. Chi Xiao Yan blushed and eavesdropped on others playing the piano. She was caught on the spot and said embarrassedly, "I was just singing blindly." After saying that, he hurriedly threw it away. Li Mingkai looked at Chi Xiao Yan's back shyly running away, with the corners of his mouth raised. Country girls are easy to coax, and it only took one song to make Chi Xiao Yan shy. Chi Xiao Yan rushed to Grandma Chi San's house in one go. He Tian made a cup of brown sugar tea and drank it slowly. Auntie came and she needed to add some calories. "Xiao Yan, why are you running away? Are you blushing like this?" he Tian asked, patting the chair next to her and motioning for Chi Xiao Yan to come and sit. Chi Xiao Yan sat down, took a few deep breaths, and was still very excited and said, "Sister Tian, my parents have agreed to let me take the art troupe, and I also wrote to my second brother, asking him to help me pay attention. And, Dajin my brother asked me to sing a section and said that my singing was much better than that of the female soldiers in the art troupe of his previous unit." After hearing this, he Tian was happy for Chi Xiao Yan and said, "That's good. You sing so beautifully, you have a good voice, and your family is supportive. You will definitely pass the exam." He Tian actually envied Chi Xiao Yan, but she couldn't go up to the high notes or down to the low notes, so she couldn't sing at all. Even if she had a lot of songs in her belly, she couldn't sing well. "Brother Dajin asked me to practice hard, but I haven't studied music systematically, and I don't know staff or simplified musical notation." Chi Xiao Yan's tone revealed her disappointment. "However, when I passed by the educated youth point just now, I heard someone inside. The man who plays the accordion is called Li Mingkai. I heard from Chi Fang that he can not only play the piano but also sing. Do you think I should learn music from him?" Cough cough cough, he Tian choked while drinking brown sugar water, cough cough cough. "Oh my God," he Tian is speechless and asks heaven. She worked so hard to persuade Chi Xiao Yan to join the art troupe of her workplace. Didn't she just hope that Chi Xiao Yan could stay away from Li Mingkai and not repeat the tragedy of her previous life? But now, Chi Xiao Yan not only met Li Mingkai in advance, but also learned music from Li Mingkai. What's going on? Could it be that all the hard work you have been doing for a long time has been in vain? Chi Xiao Yan quickly patted He Tian on the back and said, "Sister Tian, what's wrong with you? You can still choke on brown sugar water, like a child. What a mess. Who am I doing this for, but for you, a poor little goblin? Alas, we have come full circle and come back to the starting point." But He Tian won't be discouraged. "We just met now and there is still a chance." He Tian took Chi Xiao Yan's hand and said, "Xiao Yan, the educated youth who came here at the same time as me and Li Mingkai, that person can sing and knows some music, but he is definitely not suitable to be a teacher. When there is a chance, you and I go to the animal husbandry team. Professor Wang will teach you orthodox music education, and ask her to teach you. I can learn from anyone, but I'm afraid that it will be difficult for Professor Wang." Chi Xiao Yan was embarrassed. She was very kind and didn't want those old people to be dragged out for re-education. "It's okay, you can go when there's no one around," He Tian said boldly. "As for Li Mingkai, he's not a good person. He and Lin Xiru are flirting with each other, doing things like cheating and cheating. You're still young, so don't be with her. People like that are close." In order to save Chi Xiao Yan, a lamb who was about to get lost, He Tian did not hesitate to speak ill of Li Mingkai behind his back, which was considered a huge investment. What He Tian said was not a lie. Li Mingkai was having an affair with Lin Xiru on one side, and Huang Jingli on the other. Moreover, Li Mingkai abandoned his wife and betrayed his trust. He was indeed not a good person. It's just that that was a previous life and it hasn't happened yet. He Tian just said it in advance to remind Chi Xiao Yan. Ah, Chi Xiao Yan was shocked when she heard this. No wonder, he took the initiative to talk to me and invited me to sing together. He smiled so attentively. He must have bad intentions. He Tian nodded repeatedly and said, yes, since you know, you should stay away from that person at all times. You are going to take the exam to be a member of the art troupe. You should practice well and don't get involved with those irrelevant people. Your sister is very talented in literature, and maybe I can help you write songs in the future. Ha ha ha. In order to lure Chi Xiaoyan to take the bait, he Tian stopped being old-fashioned and prepared to borrow good songs from her previous life. Okay, keep your word, I'll wait, Chi Xiaoyan said happily. Sister Tian, you are very knowledgeable, I will listen to you from now on. Listen to others and eat enough. Grandma Chi told me this. I will pass it on to you now, he Tian said. If a man approaches you deliberately, he must have bad intentions. You have grown up. You will understand. Yet Chi Xiaoyan nodded like an obedient child. This is an extra update for the monthly ticket of 20, please continue to ask for votes. There will be more later, I will go have a meal first to have the strength to revise. Moi. The Sweetness of the 70s. Author, Chi Sing Cao. Chapter 72. Chapter 72 Pretending to be Pitiful, monthly ticket 40 plus. Chi Xiaoyan firmly remembered He Tianatian's words and later guarded against Li Mingkai and other crazy bees and butterflies who had evil intentions. However, it also blocked the path of a certain honest man, and after a lot of effort, he managed to catch up with his best friend Chi Xiaoyan. Chi Xiaoyan also thinks that He Tian is like her biological sister. There are some things that she can't say to her parents, but she can say them to He Tian. He Tian can help her analyze various situations based on the actual situation every time, saving her a lot of detours and benefiting a lot. In the evening, He Tian had time to sort out the packages sent by her parents. He Tian put things outside that could be used but did not violate taboos. Those high school books and reference books were all placed in the Snake King's barrier. The Snake King who was practicing was very annoyed when he saw more and more messy things in his barrier. Finally, after He Tian threw in the last thick English-Chinese dictionary, he couldn't help but said, "Those messy things don't put anything in." He Tian was very happy when she received the things from home, but she didn't care about the feelings of the Snake King. Now that it has taken up the Snake King's space and made the Snake King angry, He Tian feels quite embarrassed. Your Majesty, I dare not leave those things outside. If someone discovers them outside, I will be pulled out for re-education, just like what we saw in the county, He Tian said with a bitter face. She pretended to be pitiful in front of the Snake King. Now she had figured out the Snake King's temper. Showing weakness at the right time would often get twice the result with half the effort and make the Snake King surrender. Then, we can't put so many. The Snake King looked at the pile of books in front of him and was very unhappy. However, seeing He Tianatian's sadness, he softened his tone unconsciously. I helped her get through the difficulties before, thinking that after He Tian took these things out, he would not bring them in again. It was good now. He Tian just took a look at it and sent these things back to take up its space. But He Tian rubbed her eyes, her big moist eyes turned red, and said helplessly, "Now that the king is here, I don't have to worry, I can live a good life in Kijia village, but after you return to the demon world, my king, I will have a way to make a living when I grow up. In 7 years, the college entrance examination will be resumed. I want to go to college, study hard, and become a teacher. When I get to the city, if I don't study, I will have to leave my hometown and stay here for the rest of my life, and I won't be able to reunite with my parents. What's the point of life? It's better to die." The Snake King, who thought he had a heart of stone, felt sour after hearing He Tianatian's words, and really wanted to shed heroic tears. He came here from the cracks in space and left the demon world he was familiar with. There were his relatives, his countless beauties, and countless subjects. Coming here alone, he is a pitiful person just like He Tien Tien. Since they are both fallen people in the world, the Snake King should reluctantly help He Tien Tien, change He Tien's situation, and use He Tien Tien in the future without feeling guilty. They, the demon world, don't like to owe favors. If you don't repay favors, it will affect your practice. This was the reason why the Snake King made exceptions for He Tien Tien again and again. Okay, Snake King felt uncomfortable because He Tien Tien was crying, I will just help you. Anyway, the barrier space here is very large, you can use it as you like. When He Tien Tien saw the Snake King agreeing, he quickly wiped his tears and stopped crying, saying, Snake King, you are a good person, no. You are a good Snake King. Okay, if you don't know how to flatter someone, don't say anything. The Snake King frowned and said, okay, if nothing happens, I'm going to practice. Thank you so much. He Tien Tien thanked him, haha, with the Snake King's permission, the enchantment space is equivalent to a secret house, and no matter what, anything can be hidden in it. Food, drink, use. In the past life, there was a CCTV program that included treasure hunting, treasure appraisal, and other columns. He Tien Tien saw some vases, calligraphy, and paintings worth millions, tens of millions. If you can collect some useful antiques and hide them inside, and take them out after the reform and opening up, the antiques will be valuable. However, this kind of thing is hard to come by, especially in remote areas, where there is nothing good. He Tien Tien just thought about it. He Tien Tien achieved her goal and fell asleep contentedly. The Snake King, who had not yet entered the state of cultivation in the barrier, sighed slightly when he heard He Tien Tien snoring outside. It didn't even know what to say. He Tien Tien was such a heartless rogue. Without his help, this woman would have been miserable in her previous life. The Snake King got it right. He Tien Tien lived a miserable life in her last life. Early the next morning, He Tien Tien had breakfast and went to work. He Tien Tien put 2 pieces of off-white cotton in the basket on his back. He Tien Tien has a lot of clothes and lacks nothing, but Professor Gu, Professor Wang, and Old Man Bai are lacking. Let's not talk about the outer clothes, but underwear must be changed frequently. He Tien Tien was a girl whose family couldn't make underwear for them, so she planned to send the fabric to Professor Wang and ask her to make it and distribute it to everyone. Sure enough, when Professor Wang saw the cloth that He Tien Tien took out, he was so happy that he was moved to tears and said, "Sweet girl, I won't refuse your kindness. We old guys really need these 2 pieces of cloth." "You're welcome," He Tien Tien said shyly, "my parents sent this to me. I don't need it, so I give it to you. I won't lie now. If we can still go back to Nanchi, we will definitely repay you." Professor Wang sighed. Although she wanted to repay He Tien Tien, she didn't have the ability now and could only hope that she could repay you in the future. Return to Nanchi and start over. He Tien Tien took out the sewing kit she asked for from Grandma Chi-san and said, "Grandma Wang, this is Grandma Chi's sewing kit. You can take it and use it." Okay, Professor Wang said, took the sewing kit, turned his back and wiped his tears. He Tien Tien didn't care, she smiled and went to the mountain to cut grass with a bamboo basket on her back. Secretary Chi said that he had obtained quotas for more livestock from the commune, so the fodder originally prepared was not enough and he needed to prepare more. He Tien Tien thinks it's great. Not only does she get work points, but she can also go to the mountains to pick wild fruits to satisfy her cravings. There were Old Man Chi and Old Man Bai, Professor Wang stayed in the livestock team, and everyone else who could work followed He Tien Tien and Aunt Lu to the mountains. Now the green grass on the mountain is no longer green as in summer, but green with yellow and dry. As if in the last carnival moment of life, these green grasses try their best to bloom their own green, until they finally wither and turn yellow, reaching the last moment of their lives, waiting for next year's spring breeze. Today's 10th update, an additional update with 40 votes. Continue to ask for votes, and hope that I can use my diligence to get monthly votes from everyone. Thank you.